checking something right now. Just wish me luck. And here we are. There we go. And it's a little caramelized over here. I need more light, I think. I'll put this on temporarily. I don't care because I'm just testing stuff. I need more light on the green screen, clearly, so I don't get the kind of bleckety black. But if I lean down too much, you can see the ceiling light. If it bounces off anything, Lord bless us, it is too damn hot. This is live. I'm just checking my settings after this morning's issues, if I do say so my damn self. Also, let's see. I'm taking a moment. Let's see. Show transition should be. Gosh. Yeah, it should be slide. Okay, that's good. So I think when weep. There you go. Look the Venmo. It's like toast. Look at that. Check. I'm talking. Welcome everybody. I think I'm up on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch right now. I'm not on Instagram. I think Twitter might still work as well. And yeah, I'm going out of 30 frames a second. Not too bad. What else? Yeah. Seems to be firing on all cylinders for the most part. Yeah. So I'm just testing some stuff, if I may. Let's see. Check in the. Oh, this is good. Hey, look. I made a little chat window here. I feel like that should be, because of where it is, should be like in one of the windows over here, like it's behind the window. Hold on. I'll show you what I mean. So that it's. Let me stretch this out. No, I guess that's the length of it. Put it here in the window, and then, like, I'll show you what I mean. Put it behind. Scroll down, you silly thing. There you go. Whoops. Too far back. There you go. Now it should. Oh, I see. That's a moving video. That's right. I don't have a frame over that. That's why. I see. Okay. Well, then I'll just shrink it down to this, and that'll be that. And that should work just fine. Something like that. Okay, and then the other thing I have is, and let's see if this actually works. Hey, look at that. The news came up. Okay, this shouldn't be there. This needs to go like here. There we go. So you can see the actual thing. And thank you, Tammy, for sharing the show, sharing my test stream while I work on stuff. In this, and then this should go back to here, and then back to here. Okay, so I am going to have to fix that. I think it's a scale issue for the, yeah, let's see. Properties should be, yes. So, nope, I don't want that. I want filters. And 3D effect, I don't want. So turn that off and get rid of it. One of the issues, yes, I'm getting rid of that. One of the issues that I had with the last time I was using straight up OBS without Streamlabs attached was based largely on, and you guys don't need to know this, it's just me fixing shit and talking because I'm working on things. There it is, the events thing. Interact. I don't want to do that. Maybe it's in this. Filters. Let's go to here. Yes, okay. So the move. News name means the thing. Move events. That's what it was. So ease in and ease out. Does there a transition? Where is it? Visibility, no change. Let's see. How about we just turn that off? Maybe I'll take this and remove it. Yes. And then the same thing with this. I will remove it. Yes. And then I will just, dink, take this guy and close it. So I can do this thing. And then maybe, hopefully it works. Hold on. Yeah, then I move back to normal. And then if I need to show you a piece of news, I can bring it in like that. Ah, look at that. This is me getting out over my skis again. I'm just saying. But this is the Donald J. Trump stock right now, which is pretty hysterical. If I do say so my damn self. And I can scroll down through it. It's down $1 since this morning. There you go. And $4 in the last 5 days. It's down 7% today alone. Good stuff. My favorite part, I gotta say, is still the financials. Is that thing. This whole like overall revenue, which is again horseshit. Here's how much it costs. How much it's pulling in. Costs $19 million to operate, and it's got $15 million in operating expense, and it's got $4 million in revenue, which is not anywhere near a profit. Look, it's in the green, except where it's in the terrible red. Its growth year over year is ass. Here's the analytics. Look at that. Look what it went through just to get to 0, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Earnings per share, 1 penny. This is fabulous. Look at this. Good stuff. Free cash flow, nothing. Dividend, book value, nothing. Nothing. Yeah, revenue year over year. Look at that 0. There's a thud. Just fun. Anyways. So this looks pretty good. It's not too bad, right? Huh? You got me working on that thing. And then let's see. And I can also do. I can put comments up, or I suppose what we would call concepts of a comment. And I've got to stretch this out. It's got to be bigger. Yeah, I want that to be larger, so Paul, we can see that. There you go. How about that? That'll in case it's a long one, people will be able to see what that is. There you go. That's congrats, Paul. There you go. Fades in and out. I'm buying it when it hits 2 cents, so I can put my 2 cents worth in. Jimbo's got a stock buying strategy. This is not financial advice, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing a test stream. That's what's going on. I should probably have test just up here. Wait, do I have downstream key? Yes, I do. Where's downstream key? Where'd you go? Oh, maybe I removed it. I had a bunch of OBS plugins that I had put in here, and it fucked up my stream. So I had to go back to Streamlabs, and on 29,025, late September. Yes, Laney Tang, absolutely. My birthday is day after tomorrow. The chat is too small. Well, the chat's not really supposed to be there, quite frankly. It'd be too much because I can't talk or whatever. I have a chat window specifically. See, that would be for when we're really talking. Know what I'm saying? And then, let's see, events. Let's take this guy. And we want to move this down to here so that we can actually see what's going on. Yeah. There we go. So it's kind of tees off on there. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And then I've got my guest windows. Those work. There's Johnny's. There's whatever guest I have. Major was the last one on there. Guest plus news. Guest 2 plus news. 2 guests. I can have 2 guests. 2 guests with news. See, I made those. Isn't that nice? Huh? Look at that. And then me and Phil. And then satire. Okay, that's supposed to be on another page. Here we go. Back to here. Really, this should just be the primary solo one. So if I'm on, let me see. If I'm on here, what happens if I push this? Oh, it's got to do like this. I see. So, gotcha. All right. So if I go to here, this is the opening, and then I go back to me. There we go. And then I go to this one, and then I go back to, if I hit it again, it goes back through that. Okay, cool. So much stuff to remember when working on things. And what else? What else do I have to work on? I gotta make other guest fronts, but overall, seems pretty smooth. Yes? A little bit of crawling ants and the green screen around the edges because I've got the overhead light on. But you see that my hair is really brown as opposed to black, which is what it looks like when I have the other lights on because I have to jack the contrast up so high so that I don't have the crawling ants green screen around me. Oh, and green screen is happening again? No. Oh, that was from earlier. Okay. But I feel like on the YouTube version of things, boink, take that out. There's the, let's see. Go to live on this guy. It's just not showing it. Let's see. I'll go to here. And maybe I have to bounce back over to content. And then it will go to live. And then trying to check and see if am I connected in here. Yeah, there we go. Duplicate stream key, stream below, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that, oh, I see. That's the older stream key, maybe. Ah, there it is. Okay, took a moment for it to wake up. Testing my stream settings. Thank you guys for throwing the hearts into the chat. That's lovely. That's a good time. Here's some. There's a good example of little emojis, and I can actually show them. I want to turn on. I think I got to turn on the chat thing so that I can put people's icons in there instead of just the person, the vague person. When I turned that off initially. Testicles. Thank you very much. Does YouTube's okay? Thank you, Wiffle Poof. Testicles are all right. Lovely. Now I need to test. Where is it? I need to test this guy. I need to. Here you go. Hold on. I will switch over to comms. And
the gift that he had of critical thinking, which survived the orchestrated fear that we fought, that we all encountered during the pandemic. He was the only member of this body for some time that was willing to challenge the orthodoxies. He was subsequently...
Oh, fuck off. I don't know who he's talking about, but if he's talking about Ron Johnson...
joined by one other key member, Rand Paul.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, he's talking about him. Yeah.
And he faced the same kind of vilification, the marginalization, the demonization.
Ladies, I don't know how all of you haven't sent partial nudes to this man. I don't know how it's possible. I don't understand. Ms. Spock, why do Earth women send semi-nude pictures of themselves to this man? It goes beyond reason. Perhaps, with your Vulcan logic, you could explain to us why someone would even receive dick pics from this man.
And the discretization that he just referred to.
Discretization? Not a word, but sure.
That was applied in such an extraordinary way.
Yeah, say extraordinary. That'll sell it.
To the scientists, the medical professionals, and the people, the individuals who were injured by some of these government policies, who were systematically silenced, not only by the government agencies.
They were injured, were they? These people were injured? Yeah? The doctors who were saying don't get the vaccine, in coordination with countries we both love and hate. Apparently, the one thing I will say, the one thing that Iran, Russia, the United States, China, the UK, France, Algeria, Armenia, and Azerbaijan all agree on is that the mRNA vaccines actually work. But I guess the conspiracy would have to be that big, wouldn't it?
That are captured by the pharmaceutical companies that were profiting by hundreds of billions from these policies.
Also profiting by hundreds of billions because they had a working vaccine. You'll notice there were other companies that put forward vaccines, didn't work, didn't make a profit, didn't sell them to fucking anybody. Sinovac, good example. Knockoff mRNA, beg your pardon, vaccine from China. You think China would have sold that to everybody if it fucking worked? How about the Russian vaccine? You think if the Russian vaccine actually fucking worked, they wouldn't have sold it to other people? They just so let me get this straight. It's medicines that are profitable because they actually work. Yeah. Meanwhile, yes, Johnson & Johnson's was not an mRNA vaccine, by the way. That was the one where allegedly the myocarditis came from, right? The heart issues came from the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which was, if you'll recall, a standard vaccine using an inert form of the virus and building up your immune system against it. Basically, the old technology. Also, by the way, COVID and some of the other variant strains would also cause myocarditis. So even though you might have gotten vaccinated against, the well-known versions of it, if one version mutated and slipped through, you might have heart issues because of that. But it's the vaccine's fault. Thanks. Cool. All right. So far, other than I have an overhead light on and it's too bright, so far the stream seems okay.
And that exercise such an extraordinary control over this body, but also by the mainstream media in this country.
Mainstream media. It's the mainstream. It's the lamestream media.
Which also gets 47% of its advertising revenue from the companies that profited during that period.
Also, no. Because again, they get a lot from Johnson & Johnson, and Johnson & Johnson's vaccine was not the top choice. A lot of people tried it in the very beginning because they only wanted one shot. The mRNAs took two. So people were like, oh, Johnson & Johnson's one shot, one and done, and it's not the new technology. That's the primary one that maggots got. Maggots went for Johnson & Johnson more than any other vaccine because of that. One shot, standard, not new technology. And what happened? More myocarditis reported amongst that crowd on the vaccine problem, website than any other. Weird, huh? Meanwhile, the people with mRNA vaccines not experiencing the same problem because it's a different system entirely. Also, multiple variants of it. Some people mixed and matched. Yeah, we got the Pfizer, Moderna. We got Pfizer. Like 1 and Moderna 2 or something like that for the second one, right? You had a religious friend who did J&J. That's what Wifflepoof says. Yeah, that's fairly common. I mean, again, talking out of his ass. I got news for you. This fits right into and then I'll shut this stream down, do my regular stream this afternoon, and hopefully stuff will work out. Oh, hold on. In the vertical stream, get out of there. I don't want that in there, you silly thing. There we go. In the vertical stream, I've got to do something to make it look a little better. I'm not on Instagram right now, but yeah, there we go. Make it fit a little better once I do it. Where was I? Oh yes, in the sort of all the companies that presented vaccines, only the ones that worked or showed efficacy or maintained function were the ones that made a profit. Again, companies go out of business. I guess here's the primary one. Let's just fuck off with all this like back and forth and splitting hairs. These motherfuckers didn't go after the Sacklers at all. You will never hear this motherfucker bring up the Sacklers, the people behind Purdue Pharmaceutical that started the opioid crisis, that lied about the addictive nature of Oxycontin and oxycodone. That shit, far more fucking damaging than any, even the few genuine vaccine side effects that occurred, right? Not even fucking close. Nobody even would pretend that it is, right? Right? Meanwhile, this motherfucker will jump all over Pfizer, save millions of lives, if not billions of lives. Same thing with Moderna, because you didn't even have to take the vaccine in some places if there was a critical mass of people who didn't have it. and that freed up the hospital so that if you needed a hospital bed, it was available to you and you didn't die, that kind of shit. So the rolling effect of the positivity of vaccines across the board, even like, again, most of these right wingers, they piggyback on top of people who get the measles vaccine. Like, my kid never got measles. That's because everybody else in the school got the measles vaccine except you, and nobody's bringing fucking measles in anymore because most people are vaccinated, you fucking asshole. They're just piggybacking on everybody else's vaccine. But the minute it breaks out, they're the first ones that die, and they don't give a shit. But have you ever heard this motherfucker go after the Sacklers? And I'd love to hear it if somebody has. Because they sure as shit don't in this gathering. They're all up in the ass of pharmaceutical companies that created a vaccine or were working to create a vaccine against a novel coronavirus that was killing millions of people, including minimum of 20 million Chinese people. I don't give a fuck what the Chinese government said. Period. End of story. Anybody that buys there, it was the 4,000 number is fucking insane. I mean, just statistically, it's impossible with the volume of human beings they have and how close they are and how little healthcare they have. It's just stupid. Like, anybody who would even buy that number, that you wouldn't just laugh or be embarrassed, is mind-boggling. Okay. Meanwhile, I have not heard this asshole or Ron Johnson, for that fucking matter, attack the Sacklers, who are probably one of the most evil families alive now, and were directly responsible for the opioid epidemic we're experiencing in the United States. Right? Anybody? Yes, and Ichabod, you're absolutely right in the chat room. Russia does spread anti-vax conspiracy theories because what a great way to kill off other humans on the planet without firing a shot. But, and again, I'm open for it. Please have somebody, if you can, on Twitter, show me where this asshole went after the Sackler family, specifically by name, and not just opioids bad. That won't qualify. Even going after fucking fentanyl and just saying that that's just their way of attacking China. So that's not enough either. The fucking precursors to make fentanyl that the cartels were using came from fucking Arizona. The cartels get a lot of the precursors that they use to make fentanyl from Arizona, not from China. So fuck off with that nonsense. People are smuggling precursors to drugs out of America so they can make that shit and send it back in. Okay, illicit fentanyl. So, aggravating. But I have not seen anywhere where this motherfucker has gone after the Sackler family and again, saying opioid crisis in the vaguest of terms blames the addict for how they were victimized. Period. All right, now I'm almost starting to do a regular show. I got to be careful about that. Meanwhile, back in here, let me see if this works. Oh, sorry. There we go. Hey, look at that. It does work. Look at that. And I can pop in here. There's Trump Media and Technology Group. And there's the thing, this article about him. Hey, look. I get a place for my articles now. It's special to that. And if I don't want to see them, I don't have to see them. I can make them go away. It's very fancy. It will probably crash my entire system. And Rob Glenn will laugh at me. But that's okay. Because I like the idea that I can do this. So, yeah. And what else? Oh, and this thing can happen too. Let's see, so I have the... I don't know why oh, maybe I removed it. Maybe that's why. Yeah, fuck downstream keyer. It's too much of a pain in the ass. Don't really need it anyways. I'm just working on my stream, just testing, because I had issues with streaming earlier and it was driving me a bit batty. Yeah. How have you seen From Russia with Lev? Yes. Yeah. And I wish I could cover the whole thing on my show, but I want people to watch it organically. Although Friday, that vindicating Trump movie comes out, which, by the way, more than likely is a re-edit of 2000 Mules without the slanderous shit about, attempting to incriminate people who are innocent. It's more than likely that's all it is. It probably has some new footage in it of him, from the assassination attempt and shit like that, but whatever. Oh, and this is what I didn't get to cover this morning. Hold on. Where's this guy? First of all, this is fucking amazing. In case you didn't see this, Russia, this is a launch site for Russia's their Sarmat nuclear ICBMs. This is what it looked like. This is what it looks like now. It blew up in the silo. They were test launching an RS-28 Sarmat nuclear ICBM yesterday, and it blew up in the hole. This is what it looks like now. Right there. This is what you want. This is what you get. This is what you want. This is what you get. So, looking real good, guys. Also, if you're Vladimir Putin and this happened, you attempt to launch one of your nuclear missiles, and this is what happened in the hole, do you go, it's probably an engineering failure? Probably just an accident. Probably didn't, because here's the thing. This is a successful test of one of these missiles a while ago, whenever they filmed it, or an AI of it, whatever, It did not have a nuke in it. That's important. Jake Bro points that out. But what if that test you were doing was before you invaded Ukraine, and so everybody was like, all right, fuck off. You can test your shit because you're going to test your shit. We're going to test your shit. We don't need to escalate over this stuff. But then once the war broke out and you launched something from there, and we're not going to take for granted that you're not really launching a real missile, that it's not really a test, and that it might actually hit something. Maybe we just trigger some malware that we planted in all of these rocket systems in 1992. I'm just saying, after the fall of the USSR, it would be intelligence community malfeasance if they hadn't run around to all these sites implanting malware everywhere. And the Russians are not one to clean up shit afterwards. Just saying. So, needless to say, this is what happens. This is what happens before Vladimir Putin pushes the go button on a rocket. This is what happens afterwards. Same site, kapow. So my guess is, I don't know about you guys, but if I was the Russians, I wouldn't necessarily, hold on, let me watch this. Hey, if I was the Russians, I gotta say, I would not necessarily assume that my shit was gonna work if I decided to launch it. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So, hold on one second. I want to bring something else up too. This. Yeah, there's the dude who was arrested, Ruth, the guy who attacked Trump. I want to show this as well if I can. Hold on. I'll just look up yeah, here we go. So this is, let's see if I can scroll this in here. Yeah, okay. And hit this guy. See if this brings, there you go. Hey, look at this. It's the indictment of the guy who took a pot shot at Trump. Hey, and good, and I can blow it up. Good. So they, just so you know, this has some baseline information in it, and then it has the evidence they have of indictment that he's the guy, that it's his rifle, that he meant to do it, and blah blah blah. Okay. His letter stated he knew he was going to fail. Yeah, it's so stupid. Like this was an assassination attempt. Okay, nut bar, cool. Yeah, I'm just testing my system right now, so forgive me if I'm not doing a real show, and if I have a little bit of caramelization happening above my head because my light and fan are on, because I need more light to cut me out of for the green screen behind me, which I will work on afterwards. Hello. But yeah, so blow this up, and then I think I have to, well, let's see, move this over here. There we go. Hi, I'm testing my system and working. Uh-huh. Yeah. Just give me another minute. Okay. We got errands to do, but I have to fix this before. So, anyways, they run the facts that this guy was there, and they show a map of where Trump was and where the guy was and all that stuff. Okay, so just so you know, the guy was right here at hole 7 in the bushes. His car was parked right here. Lady sees him run across the street, get in the car, drive away. She takes a picture at this light of his car because he's trying to drive away fast, but he's obeying the speed limit because he knew it was going to be an attempt. And Trump was at hole 5 when this occurred because the Secret Service liked to be 2 holes ahead of him, right? So basically they were checking out Loomer May of last year. Never mind. Okay, so they like to be 2 holes ahead of him. And he was over here, 5 hitting to here. And there is no way from here, where this guy was, you can see Trump at the 6th hole, or even at maybe the longest would be the teeing off point of 6, but even then you're behind some trees over here. So the idea that he could even see him, and when they go down this way, they're moving and blah, blah, blah. And then once they clear a certain point, there's this tree right here. So, like, the only place you could hit him is if Trump and everybody just stood real still right here for a long time. It's just stupid. Anyways, so at 1:30, the agent spotted the partially obscured face of a man in the brush along the fence line. The man was later identified as Ryan Wesley Ruth. Positioned was directly in front of the 6th hole. Wait, sorry. This is the 6th hole right here. So he's in here. He's in these bushes here. Like that. So this would have been, he wouldn't have even been able to hit him at the 7 unless he ran down here, I guess. But he's right here in front of the end of the 6th hole, where it goes. Okay, where the flag is. Man was later identified, protruding through the fence. Saw the barrel of a rifle, and directly at him, the agent jumped out of the golf cart, drew his weapon, and began backing away. The agent saw the rifle barrel move, and then the agent fired at Ruth. Agent took cover behind a tree and reloaded his weapon. So the idea that this guy's got a 4-shot magazine is a little silly. But maybe just wanted to be topped off. Maybe that's a good plan. You know, you get 4 shots off. Sure, you've got more in there, but better to reload now and have a full magazine. Sure. All right. Makes sense. Dude's a pro. Knows what he's doing. Okay. The position Ruth occupied when the agent first noticed was directly in line with the 6th hole green. There it is. With the 6th hole green. This would be here. He was playing the 5th hole. Federal Bureau of Investigation agents searched the area where he had been hiding. They located an SKS automatic 7.62 by 39 caliber rifle with a scope attached and an extended magazine. The rifle was loaded with a total of 11 rounds and had a round in the chamber. So it's got like that's like a 20 or 30 round magazine in the picture. Yeah, right there. But he's got 11 rounds. It's also a very shitty gun. It's rusty and fucked up. Here's the actual thing. He scraped off the serial number. Like, I don't know where he's been using this as a bedpost for a while. And then there you go. BBSO, they arrest him. During the stop, they transported a witness to the scene. So the woman who called it in, they contacted her, drove her there and said, "Is that the guy?" And she said yes, and then they took him away. So she had to eyeball him at the actual situation. That situation where he's sitting in the car with the door open with his cup behind his back. That's so they could show him to the lady. A notebook with dozens of pages filled with names and phone numbers pertaining to Ukraine. Discussion about how to join combat. Okay, blah blah blah. Dude's a Russian psyop. He's just been brain controlled moron. But there's the rifle itself. Standard high school issue. And then I'm kidding. And then he wrote a book called Ukraine's Unwinnable War, The fatal flaw of democracy, world abandonment, and the global citizen, Taiwan, Afghanistan, North Korea, World War III, and the end of humanity. It's a bit of a sprawling title. But he said that he, quote, must take part of the blame for the person that we elected for our next president that ended up being brainless. But I am man enough to say that I misjudged and made a terrible mistake, and Iran, I apologize. You are free to assassinate Trump as well as me for that error in judgment and the dismantling of the deal, the Iran deal. No one here in the U.S. seems to have the balls to put natural selection to work, which I don't know how you put natural selection to work. I mean, unless you force feed Trump McDonald's until he keels over. Is that the put natural selection? Whatever. Okay. Or even unnatural selection, which I guess would be shooting someone. And I'm not for it. Just, political violence. No. Let's see. Law enforcement was contacted by a civilian witness who stated that Routh had dropped off a box at his residence several months prior. After learning of the incident, the witness opened the box. The witness stated the box contained ammunition, a metal pipe, miscellaneous building materials, tools, 4 phones, and various letters. One handwritten letter addressed to the world stated, among other things, "This was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I failed you. I tried my best and gave it all the gumption I could muster. It is up to you to now finish the job, and I will offer $150,000 to whomever can complete the job." You failed and you're still alive, and you knew you were going to fail. Welcome to Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. There's his letter. And by the way, he tried to assassinate the guy because presidents should be, at the bare minimum, embody the moral fabric that is America and be kind and caring and selfless. Well, kind and caring and selfless would how about just knocking on doors in the election? Anyways, so there you go. And Trump, ended relations with Iran like a child, and now the Middle East has unraveled. Anyways, he's nuts. And they was convicted. Let's see. In 2010, he was convicted of multiple counts of possession of stolen goods in violation of Section 14.7 of the North Carolina General Statutes. Felony. Class H felonies in North Carolina are punishable by terms of imprisonment up to 39 months incarceration. He was let out early, I think. And then they show this because he had a bomb, which is why he was in possession of a weapon of mass destruction. And he did a few months. But he's Looney Tunes and needs to go to jail and possible medication, but I don't know what would actually help this dude. He might be what I would call coherently crazy, like Roseanne or Donald Trump himself. These are coherently crazy people. So that said, the system seems to work. I will see you guys later when I live stream. Hopefully everything will be up and running. I will test being able to stream to Instagram as well. And until that time, good night, and may your God go with you. Thanks, guys, for helping me test stuff out. See you later on.